Okay. So thank you everybody for joining us. I know that everybody is busy today, but I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for this CoC Pinellas County Storm Coordination call. So if you could please introduce yourself, your name, your organization, your contact information in the chat. Any needs or concerns that you would like to identify, please feel free to include those in the chat as well. There will also be an opportunity to talk about them. Um, I don't see Jessica or Karen on the line yet. Dominique, do you want to get us started, or should I go ahead and do a roll call while we are waiting for Jessica and Karen to
Yeah,
join us?
let me give some updates on
Perfect.
who we already have worked with and kind of go from there. And then I may honestly have to step off for the some more updates to work on something. Um, Camera off. I'm going 3 days, I think, at Largo High. You might have noticed I did camera off yesterday as well. But yeah, everything went well here at Largo High. We had, I'll tell you, I think it was over 2,600 residents, and maybe over 500 pets. We were definitely maxed out. I'm sure you will hear it in the news later today. There was actually a baby born at Largo High School last night. So congratulations, mom. It was her fourth child. She was transferred to the hospital, but it was an eventful evening in the middle of a hurricane. So we are on generator power here, but we are still, people are leaving and people are returning home. As you know, 75 plus% of the community is out of power. Barrier Islands did reopen this morning. I have not honestly gotten an update on most of the major bridges. Just haven't been able to receive that information with everything going on, and as there is limited cell phone signal as well. The best way really to communicate with me right now is via text message, and then I do have Wi-Fi where I'm at, so actually FaceTime if you're an iPhone user. So go ahead and please reach out to me if you have any needs as we continue to work through those. I'm working directly with the EOC to get some of your needs entered into the system. I did receive confirmation that St. Pete had already restarted its sewer. So flushing your toilets and all of those things are back online. We were ready to support that as we needed to ensure those shelters that are staying in place or who stayed in place or returning are good and operational. So I'll kind of do a call down in order of the shelters that I have because I don't know who all's on the line, and just so everyone has that information. So Alpha House did evacuate, and they are still evacuated as a group at a shelter. We have Hope Villages that I am still trying to connect with to see how they are, but they're in a no flood in Clearwater, or no evac, no flood in Clearwater. CASA is in a good place. Their, sewer was restored, and we are working on making sure they have the resources they need to continue to move forward. We're in conversations with HEP. Safe Harbor, actually, the reason why Haitian is not on the line is because Safe Harbor has already moved all of their residents in the process of moving all of their residents back to Safe Harbor. They did suffer some damage, but it was all able to be mitigated rather quickly and expeditiously, as they always are a great partner in the community. We have Pinellas Hope. Pinellas Hope had a rather large tree actually make their entry road inaccessible that has already been cleared. However, they did suffer significant wind damage with major trees. So there's going to be a lot of debris work and removal that needs to happen at that campus, and making a lot of those platforms unsecure because basically they're ripping the roots out of the ground. So like the raised hills, if you're not the visual. Joe's probably not on this meeting. He was actually just out here about an hour ago. And we were able to talk through some of that. So we are still troubleshooting the Pinellas Hope access. Some of their buildings also suffered damage with some smaller trees, nothing like, like visually like tree to the ground through a building, but definitely some tree branches on buildings that could cause some structural damage. Turning Point actually evacuated over to their larger campus, Davis Bradley, whose water was impacted, but their water has been restored there as well as part of the city of St. Pete. And we are working on supplementing their water. We have not have confirmation. And if Jessica, let's see, Jessica's not joined yet, but I have not received confirmation about potable water, like drinkable water. So we are looking to see if we can support them with water or get clarity on that. They only have a couple days worth of water. We will be able to support that if they are not able to use drinking water. Same thing with St. Vincent de Paul. Sewer's been restored from the city and they have a couple days of water on hand. So working on supporting that need. And Salvation Army right now, we are actively working on returning that population back to back to Salvation Army, as there was no impact there. So that's my rundown of all the shelters and what I have right now at this time. I know there's a few other like group homes and transitional housing and some of those items that I did not address, but I'm available if any of those needs, if there's any significant needs, especially structural needs, that we can help troubleshoot for you all.
Thank you so much for that really thorough update, Dominique. I really appreciate it. Before we go into questions for Dominique, I did want to add that I just checked the Florida Department of Transportation. The Howard Franklin Bridge and the Gandy Bridge are open in both directions. The Courtney Campbell Causeway is open in the eastbound direction only. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge is now open in both directions as well. And as of 8:45 a.m., access to Pinellas County, including the barrier islands, is open as well. So just wanted to add that little update. Do we have questions? Of course, Jessica and Karen, we're hoping that they will be able to join us to provide some additional updates, but do we have any questions for Dominique in the meantime? Arrow? Go ahead, Arrow. I was waiting to unmute.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
A question on like step down shelters, or like we have pretty significant mobile home damage in Largo. We're out doing damage assessment today. Just wondering where we send people if their units are destroyed and unable to go back.
That is a great question. Dominique, if you are able to address where folks who have sustained structural damage are able to go, I know that that would be really appreciated.
Let me confirm that those are live yet. It is in process and they have been internally announced. So let me work on that, confirming that.
Thank you very much. On that note, are the shelters right now, Dominique, are they working on shutting down, or would that be an interim place where people could go?
I can give you that information. So some of our shelters are in the process of closing. And what that looks like is similar to our other storms where people who are going home, they're assessing the damage of their home, they may be returning back. And we are working on trying to identify, kind of which population is which. And consolidating and working on a step down shelter plan. So people are still able to present to shelters, people who are at shelters and have gone home or have not left yet and whose homes were impacted. We are working through that step down model of shelters. But some are in the active process of closing.
That is very helpful information. Thank you very much, Dominique. Before we move on to additional questions, I do want to ask, because I see a lot of phone numbers and participants. If you haven't yet, can you please include your name, contact information, and organization in the chat, just so we know who all is here today. And then let's continue on with questions for Dominique at Pinellas County Human Services.
And this is Dominique. So while you guys think about those some more, I can confirm the shelters that are the step down right now. So, and these may evolve. So I would always be checking social media, or excuse me, like Pinellas.gov emergency. But essentially the original 6 are the ones that are staying open. So Dunedin Middle, Gibbs High School, Largo High School, and let me make sure, I'm trying to make sure I got them all right. And Palm Harbor University are all remaining open. Both parts of Palm Harbor University, special needs, obviously that's a big concern as well. Those are going to be remaining open. So those ones that kind of were second and third tier openings are in the active process of closing and identifying their populations for relocation.
Wonderful, Dominique. And those are going to be used as step-down shelters for now?
For the time being, yes.
Wonderful. Any other questions for Dominique at Pinellas County for right now? No? Okay. Not hearing any right now. We are still hoping that Jessica or Karen will be able to join us and give us another update as well. But in the meantime, I do want to ask some of the folks that are on the line with us to talk about their organizations, give us a quick update. If there's anything to add to what Dominique said. If the answer is just Dominique gave a full update, please feel free to say that too. But if we could, Steve, I'm sorry, I know we talked about this a little bit beforehand, but would you mind giving everybody a West Care Turning Point update?
Sure, I'm actually just kind of getting more information as we're on this call now, but we had moved all of our Turning Point individuals over to our Davis Bradley location, which is our large residential treatment program. So we were all there last night. We also moved a number of our higher needs individuals from our mustard seed facility over to Davis Bradley, and then I think the rest of them were all taken to the same shelter, and I don't know off the top of my head which one that was, but we are all good. One of our staff members has suffered a complete loss in regards to her home and her car and everything, so we are going to do whatever we need to do to take care of her. But I just got communications from Maureen that's on this call that other than some minor cleanup, we are going to be moving our Turning Point individuals and the staff back to Turning Point throughout the day today. So we'll get them back there, and then just waiting for the all clear for Mustard Seed to start working on getting folks back to Mustard Seed also. So other than some of the stuff that we needed to abide by in regards to the water, with Pinellas County, I think we were really pretty lucky and really grateful for all the support from all of you from the county and just the communications. This is really an opportunity for us all to be reminded on who we got working for us and what they're capable of doing.
Thank you, Steve. Jessica always says plan for the worst and hope for the best. And that's, this could have gone a lot worse. And I still haven't left my high school. I'm planning to go home tonight and get a nice warm shower. But
Yeah, get out
I
of there,
think
Dominique.
I don't get that freedom yet. But I'm grateful for, what I have. And I know some people are dealing with significant loss again. Either again or for the first time. So Jessica's not able to join us. I just got confirmation from her. So Steve, before I forget, I've been in touch with David about that water for you all. If you all are able to secure all 3 campuses, I can distribute it to all 3 campuses. I can put a request in to that effect.
That would be perfect. And
Okay.
I would imagine, I'm hoping by 3 o'clock today, I'll know, if not sooner, I'll probably know in the next hour about Mustard
Yeah.
Seed. But I think that would be a great opportunity if we can just get it to all 3 campuses. That would be great.
Yeah, I'll see if I can modify that request once I hear back from you. And then on the mustard seed location, also, rather than you doing multiple van trips back and forth, let's also coordinate. I can probably just do one ride for each shelter for you, for the mustard seed individuals where they went. Okay. Yes, sir. So the update was it's some of the same update from Jessica that she gave to us earlier this morning internally, but that 75% are without power. There was 18 inches of rain seen throughout our county. We did have gusts over 100 miles per hour as well as sustained between 70 and 80. Showers may continue through the evening, and there was some concern of some inland flooding. So if you are somewhere that may get waterlogged or still can receive flooding, I would be mindful of that through the day, as showers may continue through the evening. But right now, you wouldn't even know there was a storm if you went outside and didn't have debris. It's a beautiful day, actually, and nice and cool where I'm at. It's nicer outside than inside. So that's the update from the EOC that we're working on. Like I said, shutting down those few shelters and working on our transitional shelter, our step down shelters.
Thank you very much for getting that update, Dominique. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Jessica for taking the time to send that update, because let us all just take a minute to celebrate Dominique, Jessica, and the entire EOC team. Y'all are rock stars. I'm exhausted just thinking about all of the work that you're doing. So thank you for everything. Really, really appreciate you. All right, DeAndre, are you able to talk about Salvation Army St. Pete?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, so I spoke briefly earlier with Dominique, and it seems as if our shelters will be reopening once the residents come back. And we've always, try to do our best, especially during times such as these. We're also welcoming staff back as well. I won't have it fully staffed, but I will have enough staff to welcome in the residents. So we are working very diligently trying to get the office and everything up and running more towards 2, 3 this afternoon. So far everything is good to go.
That is fantastic. Do you have any needs or concerns that you want to address on this call, DeAndre?
No, not at all. Everything seems to be working out.
That is fantastic. That is what I love to hear. That is the best news you could give me. All right, Jason, do you want to talk about St. Vinny's, St. Vincent de Paul?
I believe Judith is on the phone. If she is, I think she can speak in. If not, then I can try to talk on it.
Fantastic. I am going down an alphabetical order there.
Sorry. Victoria, Kevin's on the phone too from St. Vincent de Paul.
Perfect. Sorry, y'all. I'm going in alphabetical order on my list, so I'm not entirely sure who's here from every organization. So St. Vincent de Paul, does somebody want to give us an update?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. Given all circumstances, especially looking out the back from our backyard and seeing the Tropicana field right there and the damage that took down, we were relatively quite lucky. We've been able to maintain services for everybody that's been staying inside and are still able to do so, especially now that we can flush the toilets again. That was quite difficult to handle. But we did have some leakage issues with certain rooms. But beyond that, we got really lucky with no major trees hitting anything. And I imagine because we're right here by St. Anthony's, we were able to keep power all night. So we're very blessed there. I had a really great storm crew that stayed on and stayed here with me on campus with the clients. So we're still here. And really, honestly, I got some great clients willing to step up, volunteer, start with some of the cleaning. And I think John's already talked to Dominique about getting some more water out here. And beyond that, we're in pretty good condition given all the destruction that occurred around us. So that's about it.
Thank you very much for that update, Kevin. That is wonderful. And you brought something else up. There are some other folks that I would really like us all to take a moment to recognize. Everybody who stayed behind to work in the shelters, to stay with clients, to make sure that things were operational. Y'all are fantastic. Thank you so much. That is such an unbelievably important job. And I think I can speak for everybody within the CoC and clients. We are grateful for you. Thank you for the hard, dedicated work. Thank you. All right, let's keep on going down our list. Let me see, who else do we have with us? I can't actually tell. It looks like we might have somebody from the VA on. Somebody here with the VA able to give us an update?
I don't see anybody from the VA.
It looks like VHA Bay Cap. Is that Blossom? If it is, please go ahead and we can't hear you, but you can put in the chat. Are there other organizations on the call who would like to give us an update or identify needs for us? Not hearing or seeing any. Are there municipal partners who would like to identify needs for us? I see on the call we have the cities of Largo and St. Pete. We may have a couple others as well. How is it going? Do your street outreach workers need anything? Arrow, go ahead.
So like I said, wind events are bad for Largo because we have a huge amount of our housing stock are mobile homes. Many of them are seniors and so forth. So we're seeing a good lot of damage, especially in particular parks. So we'll be going through damage assessment probably today and tomorrow for the initial like windshield just to know, and then our building official and senior building inspector are going out to see if they're completely uninhabitable. The water areas, we're finding lots of that too, where there's lots of roads that are inaccessible still with water or trees down throughout, including apartment complexes and so forth. So there's a lot that's impassable still right now.
Thank you, Arrow, for that update from the city of Largo. That is sincerely appreciated. Also, Blossom did put in the chat that the VA staff are safe. Most are without power. Bay Pine's still on hold as it relates to services, but they are busy working on the homeless hotline. Thank you very much, Blossom, for that update. Do we have any other municipal partners or organizational partners who would like to give us an update?
Has
No?
anyone heard from Helen or anybody down there? We've been concerned too, like even on the damage assessment map, we can see countywide and there's not been much. We assume that there's just no internet or cell down there at this point, but.
Helen was on this call just a minute ago, but it does look like she has dropped. I have not talked to her directly, but I am encouraged by the fact that I did see her name here a minute ago. Is there anybody who has talked to the city of St. Pete and can give us a quick update? No, I will do my best to get an update from the city of St. Pete and send that out as well. Dominique?
Yes, one more thing. Mustard Seed Inn. There was already a bus there ready for their go. So what time will staff be back since we're all on the call?
We're fixing to have a meeting, Dominique, right after. I know they're blowing up my phone right now.
Yeah,
Because they're at the one shelter that's closing at 5 o'clock. Somebody's assessing our damage right now, so I don't have an answer.
okay, that's right. We were still waiting, well, maybe another hour or so. Okay. All right, we'll just have someone give me a call or text me, I should say, or FaceTime me so that we can get that ball rolling.
Can you put your phone number in the chat? My other phone is
Yes.
broke, so I have to use my personal number and I've lost all contacts.
No worries, we'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you both for that coordination. Are there any other questions, concerns, needs? Please feel free to come off mute and discuss those. No? Daisy, if you would like to give a quick update on HLA team, or I can do that as well.
Okay. Sorry, everybody, I'm off camera. Been doing some yard work and cleanup. As far as I know, some of our staff have lost power, some have had damages to their homes. So they are still trying to recover from that. Victoria and I are still, working to make sure that everything is communicated out. Some of our other HMIS staff as well. So if you have any questions, concerns, we can always reach out to us and we can find out any information that you may need. But thank you for everything. I'm glad everybody's okay and safe. I know there's going to be a lot of recovery assistance. So whatever we can do at HLA to help with that, please let us know.
Absolutely. On that note,
I have a question.
Oh, go right ahead.
Hi, it's David from Turning Point. So particularly the clients in HMIS and the shelter care point, are those clients going to be denied access to shelters if they're not out of HMIS? Because we're still trying to do data cleanup. And I know some internet lines are down, so I didn't know if HMIS is going to be the rule where they get denied from another shelter being in that system, active in another.
I don't think so. I can double check with our HMIS manager. If there's any particular client that you have concern over, I can relay, we can give those HMIS numbers to the manager for Arimani. I don't know if she's on the line, and just let them know what we're doing, but I don't think that should be a barrier to services.
Okay, thank you.
Great question, David. And on that note, the HMIS help desk is open. So if organizations do need HMIS assistance, Imani Smith, our HMIS administrator, is available and ready to help, like Daisy said. We will make sure that information as it's available gets sent out. Of course, a recording of this meeting will be sent out. And then whatever information we can gather about openings, closures, needs, opportunities, we will share that. On that note, Pinellas County VOAD, Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster, they do still meet at 4 o'clock every day. And that is where the crisis cleanup folks are. There are a lot of folks on that call who are really good at helping coordinate resources. I know Lauren Wolf with the county is on the call right now. She helps lead a lot of those meetings. If you would like to join those meetings, please let me know. Please let Lauren know, and we will happily share that information. There's a lot of good resources, a lot of good folks on those calls. So please let me know, meeting daily at 4 on Teams. Other than that, any last minute concerns, needs, or really good things that you would like to share? And yes, Jason, we will absolutely put that meeting information out there for you. Let's go ahead and grab that right now so we can throw it in the chat. Lauren, if you happen to have it handy, please feel free to throw that in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to work on pulling it up. I want to make sure everybody has that information since you asked for it before we get off the call. Oh, Lauren's going to pull it up. Thank you, Lauren. I was trying to navigate through my calendar there. Thank you very much. All right. Any other last minute questions, needs, or concerns? All right. Not hearing any. If you do need something, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you identify a point of concern, please reach out. If you identify an opportunity, please reach out. If you figure out that your organization needs a bunch of water as well, please reach out. You can contact me, you can contact Dominique, you can contact Daisy. We will do our best to help coordinate needs. And thank you all. Kevin, thank you for what you're doing to help make sure the community keeps going. I really can't stress this enough. I appreciate everybody's dedication. And if we're not able to get that VOAD information in the chat, we'll make sure that we send that out as well in our follow-up email. So thank you all very much. Please let us know if you need anything. And I wish you all the very best of luck in cleanup. And we will go ahead, let's say we'll meet again tomorrow. We'll hold this meeting again tomorrow just to continue identifying needs as we are all getting back into our organizations. And then the VOAD meeting is in the chat. Thank you all very much. I will talk to you soon and can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thank you all.